What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Hello and welcome back to the Weekend Show, except it's on Monday. My name is Ethan, except he's a disembodied voice. Today we're going to be celebrating the 10th episode of the Weekend Show, except it's on Monday. Just thinking back to how far we've come. In the first episode I mentioned, it doesn't matter how I edit this video, it matters how much I want to edit the next one. And clearly I did, because I've made 10 of them now. We've gone from basically having no topic, to rating Legos, to rating Minecraft updates, to rating spoons, to making spoons. And now, for our 10th episode, we are going to make the natural next step in the evolution of this series. We're going to be talking about how to take over France. Now, one might ask, why do you want to take over France? Is it the cool architecture? Is it the cool statues? Is it the cool art? Is it the cool castles? Is it the cool countryside? And my answer to that is yes, it's all of those. And I also think it might be due to how easy it would be. Ethan, it's not going to be that easy, you might say. Let me show you how simple this is. In order to understand exactly how to take over France, we need to talk about the history and then the government, both of which are going to be incredibly boring. And I'm going to make them as interesting as I possibly can. France was started in 843 AD, a whole long time ago. I think it was a monarchy. I don't really know. They were like, oh, let them eat cake, blah, 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 in their big castles while everyone else was really poor. And then the poor people were like off with their head. Super awesome. Probably one of the sickest things a country can do besides invent a parachute. Upon taking over the country, they basically became a copy of the American government. It's what's called a semi-presidential republic. Yes, I'm reading that. The president is elected by the people every 5 years and holds a lot of power, controlling a military, foreign policy, and even the ability to France's government is supported by the president, and the minister is appointed by the president, members against this house. Shut up, 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 shut up. Too much politics. We're gonna keep it simple here. There's a president and then the prime minister. He's appointed by the president. And then there's a National Assembly and a Senate. It basically runs the same way as the United States, except it's not as good. They do have nuclear bombs and they do have protests. So taking over France as a singular person is probably not the best idea. Now it's time for what I call a self-analysis, which is pretty much the same thing as, do I have enough time in my schedule to take over France? I don't even know if any of this is viable because I'm not sure I have any time on my schedule. So please hold while I check. I can fit it in that day. Yeah. Okay, so I can just barely fit it in next Thursday, but just be aware I'm on a time crunch. We'll get there in the end. As for my mental state, I believe myself to be of sound heart and mind, except for my nucleus accumbens, which is mysteriously ejected itself from my skull. In its place, I have allocated 10% of my hippocampus towards processing motivation, but have consequently forgotten my pet guinea pig Lenny and everything that happened my first 2 semesters of college, which I believe to be for the best. Up next, in my devious plan to take over France, I decided to infiltrate the enemy's territory and see for myself what I would be going up against. Including, but not limited to, tying my shoes, packing my bags, putting my moose into my bag for some stupid reason, getting it taken away by TSA, shaving my entire head because I no longer have any moose, locking in, and then boarding the plane. On the flight, which was 9 hours, I watched a movie called The Real Pain, which Google says is about 2 mismatched cousins. I don't know, it won an Oscar, I figured it'd be good. To contrast, my brother watched Dogman. I haven't seen the best reviews of this movie, but I actually really liked it. It was a movie that was literally a slice of life. There wasn't much of a beginning or really a conclusion. It was just a story of 2 people connecting and disconnecting at the end of the movie. If I'm being honest, it made it feel more authentic, like the characters weren't performing for me, but rather I was just hearing a story that they had to tell me. After that, I watched Dogman. My favorite character is the fish. After landing in France, I went to the... Wait, what? Excuse me. Train to France. What? That's so cheap. That can't be right. No. Dude, why don't we have trains in America? This seems so awesome. Okay, anyways, I got on a train to France. Upon landing, or whatever happens whenever a train stops moving, waiting give or take 4 days, and then driving an hour and a half to the middle of nowhere, we saw this castle. Anyways, I found that there was a lot of rich history. There was a lot of smoking. There was a lot of bread. There was a whole lot of bread. Every time we went somewhere, there was usually bread there. We went to a castle, there was bread. We went to a city, there was bread. We would leave our apartment and there would be bread. If you Google where the best bread is, hold on, let me make sure. It says first thing, France. There's a lot of bread. And I'll be honest, it was really good, but I think it has room to improve. Anyways, we were nearing the end of our trip. What? You said hour. I'm just curious what you mean by that. Well, I wasn't just gonna go alone or anything. I'm doing reconnaissance. I can't do that alone. This isn't reconnaissance. This is a family field trip that you're showing off. This is like reconnaissance. It's for the video. This isn't your travel vlog. You're supposed to be taking over France. Okay, fine. I'll get back to taking over France for you.
Hi, I'm Ethan, and today we're going to be talking about why I want to even take over France. What do you even plan on doing with France once you own it? I'm here to give you the answers. Let's get right into it. Now, taking over France might seem a little bit extreme for some people. Why do you want to take over an entire country? Well, viewer, it's because I have plans for it to make it better. Ethan, what are your plans once you take over France? Are you going to implement any rules? I do actually plan on implementing rules. See, my first rule is probably going to be something like a 200% tariff on all greenhouse gases. It will help the environment, and if it doesn't, we'll make a ton of money. Now for my next rule, it's probably one of my greatest. I plan on making castles a business experience. See, I really don't plan on changing much other than those two things. Firstly, because I think France is a great country. I just want credit for its success. So honestly, upon my taking over, you don't have anything to worry about. It's gonna stay the same, except for the subway. That's getting torn out. It's not gonna be there anymore.
Redo that whole thing.
Ethan, editor Ethan, redo that whole thing. All right. Hello, sir. Ethan, what are your plans once you take over France? Are you gonna implement any rules? I actually do have a plan. I have two new laws. Oh my gosh, I'm really bad at this. I could never be a politician. I forgot what I was even saying at the beginning. I don't even remember. What's this guy saying, dude? George? What's going on? Huh? What is this? And then there's just a guy.
Ethan, you haven't even talked about how you're gonna take over France yet. All you've done is made crappy jokes for 6 minutes and 18 seconds. Shut up, I'm gonna get to that. Give me a freaking second! Anyways, since writing this script, I have come to several conclusions. Number one, I don't think I want to take over France. That seems a little violent, and the numerous protests probably wouldn't like me taking over. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going the full legal route either, because that means I have to become a politician. So I think my perfect gray area is for something like a shadow government type deal, something similar to what we have in America, calling the shots, a bunch of money, and I'm just out there enough that there's a huge meme about me possibly existing under various names every few years.
Ethan, how are you gonna do it?
Au contraire, mon frere. I'm gonna do it using one of the things that I've been talking about under the ruse of comedy this entire time. Something that France spends more money on than the United States pays for its military. I will start the biggest hold on the French bread market there has ever been. I will make the best bread, the cheapest bread that is so good and so cheap that everybody will only eat bread. With everybody only eating bread, there will be insane protein deficits that will disrupt the hormones of every French man and woman to the point where when I walk through... What's France's capital? Hold on, 1 second. What is France's capital? Paris. Where when I walk through Paris, they'll have no idea I'm lying through my cheeks when I say that the old shadow government told me to tell them that I'm the new shadow government. Nobody will ever find out. For my thought today, I have a short little point. It's an answer to a question that a lot of people might be asking. People often ask, does it get easier? I can't really express the frustration I feel when I have to say the answer. Someone can wait for years staying in the same place, seeing existence as it is. They'd be working, suffering, complaining, being confident that where they are is good enough despite asking a question that insinuates or even insists that their existence gets easier through some magical force of nature. My answer to the question, no, it doesn't get easier. I'm really sorry about that, but you have to get better. The whole point of this is the people who are happiest are not those who have separated themselves from pain. They are the ones who have learned to conquer it. Recently, I've had a sort of call to action. While I do want these videos to be lighthearted and funny, I also want them to have a point. I want them to have a message that you leave with. Anyways, this has been the 10th episode of The Weekend Show, except it's on Monday. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, because it lets me know that what I'm doing is good, and it lets YouTube know what I'm doing is good. Someone please comment a good bread and butter joke in the comments. I've been meaning to write one, and I never found one, so whoever does the funniest one, I don't know if I can pin comments, but give you a shout out or something.